Hi everyone, tonight I'm doing an all signs reading. It'll be kind of short in the sense that I'm going to aim for one card per deck, and I am going to let the cards speak, not necessarily pushing any agenda like a love read or a general read per se. I kind of want it to be specific yet simple. So I don't know if that even makes sense, but let's just dive in and try this out together. I'm starting with a card out of a deck that I own but that I've never used before. It's called Dreams of Gaia Tarot. I think it has a few cards that I'm not familiar with, and I'm not necessarily sure that the way the cards are numbered follow like the typical tarot. So we will be discovering this together tonight. And for this deck, I might revert to the book without reading all of the text. Of course, I would select only a few keywords. Anyways, just wanted to give you an idea of what I'm attempting. Okay, that's not a good start. I wanted one card and we've got 5. So what I'll do is I'll take the one that was showing. It's number 22, believe it or not, but it's called Intuition. I'm going to draw the cards and then we'll talk about this or integrate them, I guess. So we're obviously starting with Aries. I'm doing the order of the zodiac. Obviously, intuition makes me think of the High Priestess, but you know, maybe for you, number 22 is meaningful. You know, we are in 2022. We had the 22nd of February 2022, which was quite a, I think it's called a palindrome. Okay, same thing here, all kinds of cards. I'm going to take the first one on top. And it is the 7 of Swords. Ouch, for one card, it's not it's not everyone's favorite, right? The 7 of Swords, especially linked with intuition. I mean, for some readers, I guess you would probably want to go dark and gloom with this energy and think the worst, but I really gonna give it a different spin. I'm already feeling that. And then another big pile. I'm going to take the first one on top. I'm going to be consistent. It is the 5 of Swords. So let's look at what this could mean for you, Aries. I think that your intuition is heightened because of the energies surrounding you. So in this case, you know, I'm really going to go with the imagery on the 5 of Swords. You know, the fight is over on the card because 2 are walking away, defeated, and 1 is winning. And instead of just, you know, using the typical words, I want to maybe point out that there might be a situation involving 3 people. It might not be. It's just a comment using the imagery. But what I'm sensing is that I think you're smug, Aries. This guy's face is very smug in terms of, you know, almost being a sore winner. Meaning, you know, making sure that everyone knows you've won. I don't mean to call you out, but just to tell you that you might have a little bit of arrogance. And this is, and if it's not you, it could be another person you're involved with. Could be represented by the Seven of Swords. The intuition card for me is, I think, pointing out what your intuition is telling you or what you're sensing about this. I think it's showing you, and the intuitive part is the Seven of Swords, right? Knowing that something is hidden, and that you have to use your spidey senses, basically. That it's not something that you can clearly see, especially if people have walked away from you. I think what you're sensing is that there's still some tensions. I'm trying to feel out it's interesting. I think that you're sensing how these people are feeling. You know, one is really, really beaten down, and the other one seems to be walking away, but maybe has a different reason for walking away, in the sense that, yes, they know they've lost, but maybe they're just shrugging it off, like just to give you that there's two different experiences on the people that are walking away. It's very two distinct reasons or emotions, I should say. They're not they don't have the same emotions, these two people. Almost like they didn't take the fight or the drama or the tension or the arguments in the same way. They didn't have the same experience between each other than, with you, right? It was a different experience for each of them. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a hard time expressing myself. Or at least trying to convey what I'm thinking and feeling. I'm trying to feel out more on the Seven of Swords. It's really interesting because I'm not sure if you feel betrayed, but it looks more like the two other people feel betrayed. Simply because you come out as the winner here, but it could be reversed. It could be, you might be it might be resonating for you differently, but because you're Aries and because you're, such a Martian energy, I'm tempted to put you in the role of the villain, or at least the winner. But I have to say, it's I'm not even sure you're happy to have won. This is what I'm trying to express, actually. It's like you're like, okay, I've won, but you're looking at these people walking away, and I don't think that you're pleased, really. It's like your pride is satisfied, but ultimately, I don't think it's what you wanted. And in that sense, the situation is treacherous. So the Seven of Swords is the treacherous energy, but what's the treachery is what you're left feeling, right? And your intuition knows this. Sort of, how can I say this? It's like you won, but you lost something. Do you understand what I mean? And yet, your intuition is also what permitted you to win. I think it gave you an advantage over the two other people great advantage, really. So it's a really interesting energy I'm sensing. I mean, I've never interpreted, especially the Five of Swords, in the way that I just did. It's the first time I look at it this way. So I'm just gonna draw a trinket. Actually, no, I'm gonna draw a trinket, 2 trinkets. I want to use them as almost like, I want to say like plus signs, right? Just to, like the domino. I didn't even think about that. It's like, I want to join the cards, so I'm going to use a trinket like the dominoes. That's funny. I didn't even intend that. Okay, one is a bow tie, not a bow tie, a tie. It's so interesting. It might not be the object, but the word tie, that's really interesting. Apologies for the noise, I realize it. Oh, wow, look at this. The seahorse. Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm very liberal. I like free when I read. I think that the real order here is like this, because the seahorse for me is the sensitivity, and you know, it's a very watery energy that goes well with your intuition. And I think that the tie that maybe there was a tie between 2 people, right? Or even 3 people. There's a tie, there's a connection if you want. There's a tie between the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, and the treachery I was describing, or what, it's not treachery, it's the trickery of the situation, tricking yourself into thinking that you won something, but I think maybe you're sensing that it was more of a loss. And on the outside, it looks like you have won, but something inside is telling you that you might not have. You might have lost something. It's really interesting. It's very symbolic. This is an experiment reading, but okay, let's move to Taurus. I have to be honest. I just created this, right? Like it's not like it's not even a spread that I'm accustomed to doing. I just built it up tonight, so I hope you'll indulge me. Let's do Taurus. Let's see, 1 card for Taurus. Hopefully I won't get piles, but just 1. Excuse me. The Maiden, and it's number 2. It's funny because it would point to the High Priestess, and we just had intuition before for Aries, but anywho, it's a play on number 2 tonight. Okay, let's draw more cards because they really need to integrate to create the message. You know, it's not okay. So I told you this deck, I guess the numbers aren't necessarily in line with the typical tarot, although it's called Dreams of Gaia Tarot. So I'm gonna go more with the imagery and what I'm sensing. So although it's a 2, I'm sensing more of an Empress vibe. Although a young, right, she's a maiden, she's not a full That's interesting. Why? I don't want to, I want to retract that. I think it's really, she's obviously young, but I'm still sensing she's an empress. Two cards came out, and I'm deciding to keep them because we have the Emperor, so with the King of Swords in reverse. And I'm keeping the Emperor because there's an Empress here in terms of what I'm sensing, the energies. Okay, I'm going to take only the first one. So it's the Page of Cups in reverse. I'm going to go straight to the Emperor because he doesn't come alone. He's accompanied by the King of Swords, right? It's funny, it was sort of the same, not the same message really, but there was a triangle somehow. 3 people in the Aries just now. And if you look here, there's like 3 people. An Empress or a Maiden, a King in reverse, and an Emperor. And the energy between the 3, or almost like, because actually you could even say, well, there's a 4th person, but I don't know, it just, because he's a page, maybe because he's offering something, and in this case, not offering something. Okay, I'm going to go straight to the trinkets because I'm using the trinkets to link the cards. And I think I need to do that because we have 4 people here. And I'm debating which card are people for real versus energies to read. Actions. Maybe the trinkets will show us. The poker hands. I don't know, I'm going to put that here for sure. There's tarot involved between these people. That's clear. And then we have a monkey. You know, I'm going to say something. The first thing that comes to mind is, you know, monkeys are super playful when you think about it. And playing cards is a game. Also, the monkey has a little bit of a trickster energy, not like the fox, but they are pranksters to a degree. So it's interesting. There's a lot of play here. There's also the idea that monkeys mimic a lot. They're extremely smart. So that's another maybe keyword here. You know, I was choosing to draw very little cards, but this is extremely difficult to read. Believe it or not, especially when there's 4 people. I'm going to choose to interpret the Page of Cups as the action card, and I will stick to maybe only an Emperor and an Empress. You can choose to see that there's someone in between them. There's King of Swords in reverse, but it doesn't have to be. It could also be an energy literally attached to the Emperor. So I'm sensing this Emperor would be a bit more vindictive than usual, or a little bit more calculating. I mean, the Emperor always strategizes, but there's more calculation and sort of machinate. How do you say? In French, we say machination. It's like what you put in place to create something, right? Sort of like the word comes from the word machine. So the machine that you put in place. This offer, well, it's not an offer, right? It's a lack of vulnerability. It's a lack of desire to offer an offer. You know, like it's a lack of motivation as well. It's funny because it's almost like this monkey is like guarding. This is the way I'm seeing it, right? He's facing this way, and he's sort of guarding or impeding this offer. And the energy being a prankster, right? It's like, it's almost like something that's not serious. So by extension, it's making this offer not serious or not taken seriously, right? And it's really interesting because the maiden is looking this way. The King of Swords, if you look closely, he's looking straight, so he's not looking left or right. The Emperor looks the other way. So it's a really, wow, that was interesting. I put the King of Swords with the maiden. Ooh. That was interesting. And then this page wants to look here, and the monkey's looking here, but I'm telling you, there's something about an energy here of things are not what they seem. It's like a game, and there's a lot of these nuances, and it's really difficult to integrate. And just like for Aries, and I guess it's the setup of what I've created, it's so symbolic. It's you're gonna have to rack your brains and to see if anything resonates for you. And that's what happens with experiments. So let's leave it there. I'm not shy to say that I love to try new things, and it's okay. Sometimes it works really well and it's conclusive, quote unquote. Sometimes it's maybe you might not like it, and it's fine as well, right? So let's do Gemini. Let's see which card comes out for Gemini. So 2 cards. Actually, one doesn't have any word, and then the maiden came out again. That's interesting. This card looks like a waterman. I'm gonna leave him here on the table. But the main energy again is number 2, the maiden. Maybe in this case, we can go more for High Priestess vibe because there's water here beside it. We do have a rabbit on this card, which is associated with the moon in terms of symbolism, I should say. Let's draw the tarot. The Seven of Cups. I need to draw the third one before I speak. And the King of Swords. We just had the King of Swords for Taurus. Okay. It's a different vibe, this air energy, especially after the water here, the cups, the Seven of Cups. So for you, Gemini, I'm thinking you know, the king would be your energy, being the air element. I'm sensing you to be extremely stern at the moment, like, I don't know if stern is the right word. It's like, I'm hearing you're dry, but it feels, I have the words cut and dry, so abrupt, that's what it is. It's a little bit like, like you're just abrupt. You're just, you know, Geminis love to dabble, and they're so curious, and they really enjoy being able to experiment and have many choices. Actually, they really enjoy that. They enjoy the variety, and this is what we're seeing here on the table. And I'm thinking that maybe you have a choice between two people just because of the imagery here, and yet this energy of being cut and dry, it's almost like refusing this, how can I say this, being totally different or behaving differently than your natural inclination of actually wanting to wanting the variety. Like, you're totally separate here. It feels separate. It's almost like you're cutting yourself off from the waters. That's why it's dry. So it's a very, you know, it's like there's no energy exchange, sort of. I mean, not that there isn't at all, but I'm not sure how to describe it. I don't want to say you're closed off, because I think your curiosity is aroused. I think your intellect is aroused. I just don't think it's hitting your emotions that deeply. You know what I mean? Like, so it's cut and dry, like you're, as soon as any form of vibrational, like, emotional energy is trying to penetrate or travel to you, it feels like you are cutting the ties, the cut and dry, and staying dry on dry land, when here you have clearly loads of water. So I'm going to be explaining this for every sign, because you might be jumping by using the timestamps. But I am drawing a trinket between each set of cards here, almost like something that is supposed to tie in the meanings. We have a butterfly and I can't make this up, the Statue of Liberty. Okay, I don't know if you can see what I'm seeing, but by standing alone, it's exactly the energy I was describing. And you know, he's holding a sword, like she's holding the flame, but it's the same energy of wanting to cut things, right? This gesture could be like from up and going from, you know, as you cut with the sword, and like a very independent energy, standing alone. And here's the butterfly. So the emotions, the emotional stuff that you're just cutting off, that you're shielding yourself, however you want to put it. That's funny. I'm laughing because the trinkets were like just on point. Okay, we're gonna do Cancer. It's gonna be a long reading. Oh well. Cancer. Let's get a card for Cancer out of the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. There. Okay, so this one doesn't have a keyword, so I'm thinking it's not a major arcana in this deck. I don't know the deck so well, so I'm going off the imagery. This is the colors are very warm, as you can tell. I'm sure it's a fire energy. The triangle is up as well, so it could be the Queen of Wands, excuse me. But I think it's the Seven of Wands. I'm not sure how this deck works, and it's really irrelevant because I'm not going to use the book by any means. I'm really going off the imagery. I just think it's very sensual. It's the warmth of the colors. It feels like a warm fire. A beautiful lotus. Also, the snake makes me think it's very sensual. Let's draw some tarot. Guys, it's an experiment, right? So I got myself into it. I'm going to finish it. I just hope you like it. It's different. Okay, I'm going to take the first one. I need to take the second one. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to take them all. I don't want to pick and choose, but I cannot put all of them back. Not after seeing the sun. Just because of the warmth on this card, right? There's something appealing about keeping them all. So Seven of Swords. I'm even going to leave them in the order that they came. The Sun, the King of Swords we just had for, I believe, Taurus. Three of Wands in reverse. It's an interesting energy because these cards would be really harsh if the sun was in here. Okay, I mean, I was aiming for only one card. So, you know what? This pile came out and I'm going to keep only the Ace of Wands that was on the side. I hope you saw that. You know, for me, there's a resonance between, there's something sexual in these cards. I'm saying, you know, this because this is snake, and there's something super sensual here, sensual and sexual. The same applies for the Ace of Wands. It's like hot desire, burning desire, I should say, Cancer. There's a burning, there's a yearning, that's what it is. You're yearning for something. And I think it's because of your environment here. Your environment is difficult. It's like you have this energy of being, I can't help it, but I have to say you're solar, right? You're the kind of person that really shines bright. You might have Leo placements, or any other fire placements, it's possible. Or a prominent sun in your natal chart, something like that, right? So let's talk about your environment. What's happening here, what I'm seeing. You're surrounded that, okay, first impression, so I'm just going to go for it. You're the person with the vision, right? You're the person with the heat and the drive and the energy. You're basically the energy. You're the power. And around you, people they can't see the vision. They don't see what you see. I think they're quite pessimistic. King of Swords in reverse, he's not a positive. He's not so Mr. Optimistic, let me put it that way. So yes, he's definitely pessimistic. He sees like the glass half empty, right? That's the energy. And around you, Seven of Swords, I'm not sure you can trust everybody around you. And if it's not because they're dishonest, because it doesn't have to be the case, I think it's because you're not on the same page. If these people cannot see your vision and, you know, they're like dragging you down with a pessimistic energy instead of that is opposing yours, that is so positive and buoyant, right? You're all about starting things and really having the huge energy drive behind it to like get it off the ground, right? I think you have some sort of, maybe, I'm telling you, there's something about I mean, I know it's not the sun, but the lotus here is a bit more yellow than usual because of the drawing, the colors on the drawing. And it's at the center of, almost at the center of this drawing. So you can, by analogy, associate it with the energy of the sun here. Let's get the trinkets. I'm using them to tie in the different sets of cards. We have an anchor, which I think it's the energy here of maybe dragging you down, anchoring you, as it wants to bring you, how can I say it? I don't want to be negative, so it's not about really dragging you down. It's just keeping you anchored, grounded, when maybe you want to be buoyant and, you know, interesting. We have the heart and a key. It's almost like, if I take this literally, the key, or like the way to unlock this energy or this effect of your environment on you, or maybe what unlocks them to maybe see your vision and help them turn around their perspective and maybe realign better with you and where you're going and your new projects, and simply just energetically speaking, being much more on the same frequency, is all related to the heart, the energy of love, the energy of oneness. You know, maybe you're the higher what we call the bigger person, right? So you're able to maybe manage this. Maybe that's what her power is. She's able to compose with all of this. I'm saying this because you still have the Ace of Wands, so no matter what happens, you'll be able to kickstart anything. It won't stop you. Let's do Leo. Leo. You know, I might just do 6 of the signs tonight and do the other 6 signs of the zodiac tomorrow. I might do that because I'm already 40-ish minutes in. Leo, please give us a card for Leo. Show us this energy. This one. It's separated. Who's this guy? He looks like the devil. I think maybe this is the earth elements. I'm really gonna have to study my deck. I'm not familiar with this deck and I apologize. I'm winging this reading, so I chose the deck for the imagery. I have to say, you know, he has shackles and he does have horns. So it is, for me, evoking the devil energy, which can sometimes be extremely positive, right? In terms of mastery, in terms of power, in terms of seduction as well, right? Huge charisma here, Leo. Very attractive. I hope one card and not too many will come out. Ah, the King of Swords. You know, now I'm bewildered because I've been reading, I just see something. Never mind, Leo. I'm gonna have to retract myself for the other signs. I think I've been reading maybe what was the Page of Swords as the king for other signs just before you. now that I see the real king. So that will, I don't know if I should even keep and post this reading at all now, because I did make a mistake. Anyway, in this case, I'm not making the mistake. This is clearly the King of Swords. And here we have, well, the Chariot was in reverse, alongside the Page of Wands in reverse. I just got a similar energy for one of the previous signs about having an energy of, well, it was a King of Swords, but from the other deck, so I know I didn't make a mistake in that sense, but an energy of making sure that you are absolutely not vulnerable when it comes to your emotions. But in this case, because of the card that's beside it, it's more related to your desires and your how do you say, your pulsions, I think you're weary of the strength of your desires, right? I think that you actually are having sort of an internal war between, I'm going to say it that way, but between what's below the belt versus, being up in your head and like when you, how do you say, sublimate, how do you say that too? In French we say sublimer. It means when you, let's say if you have a physical desire, attraction for someone, but you decide to transmute it, if you want, and you turn it into maybe platonic love out of fear, out of wanting to protect yourself, guard yourself, that kind of energy. And so what it creates here is a lack of movement and a lack of messages. So you're not communicative, and you don't take any action. You sit and watch. But inside, I want to say that the energy is different. It could be that, the king is looking at this handsome character, male or female, it's irrelevant for any of these cards, right? Not gender specific. But it's like you're looking at him and you're desiring him or her. But yet you're not taking any action and you're not communicating, messaging. But you're watching and you're thinking, but you're also cutting yourself from the attraction that it creates. Or maybe that there's too much distance here, so maybe that's what creates the disconnect, because there's no you cannot be in their presence. So then obviously it would be hard to act on your desires, right? It could be in that sense. The dream catcher. And the turtle. I mean, look, it's like, I can't even believe this. The trinkets have been on point. I just told you, you're shell, like you're in your shell, like you're ignoring your desires, but you're dreaming. You're absolutely fantasizing, and it's it's so on point. It's scary. So I was right. I didn't even need the trinkets. They're only repeating what I just said for you, Leo. You're gonna have to either get with this person or get out of your head for one, and allow for your desires to come alive. Okay, let's do Virgo. That was funny. Virgo, what will come up for you? This one. I should play with these cards more often. It's the first time I really use them, especially in a reading. So I'm intrigued because there's so much red on this card. It makes this character. Well, she looks like a gypsy for one, and I would have a different take maybe if we didn't see this figure here in the back, sort of more erased. It's almost like there's one energy that is really overpowering the other. So this young lady here, she's much more soft and sensitive, and she's being totally overpowered. Not overpowered, but this person is taking all the space, right? And it's like more imposing, almost doing it on purpose to step in, and try to hide the other one, basically. This card, the Knight of Swords in reverse. This one. The Ace of Swords. It's funny. I'm thinking that this Ace of Swords, we have the Ace of Spades here, and that's the same card, right? In tarot, between the playing cards, and it's really interesting. So this Ace of Swords energy belongs to this character that's very in the forefront and that really loves attention, and who is basically always wants to be in the public eye, and be in front of others, right? Extremely competitive as well. And I don't want to say that they're mean, but they might have a mean streak. They might. I say that because the character has attributes of, literally like almost like the hands of a beast and the horns of a beast, even if it's a human body and head. Something beastly about them. Whereas the other character here is all like in nuance and like very delicate, sophisticated. Almost like too sensitive, right? For their own well-being. So here this Knight of Swords, what's the I'm tempted to say this, so I'm just gonna go with what I'm sensing. It feels like this woman's energy in the back, because the card is in reverse. And I mean, don't get me wrong, but so this is a dark-haired, and this figure looks like she would be blonde, and this character is blonde. The horse is blonde. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like this other person's energy in the back that is thwarted by this other figure that is much more imposing and almost vulgar compared to this one, right? And it's almost as if like the drive and the impetuous, not the impetuous, but the, how do you say? Impetuosity, like the fact that this person might have spark in them, but it's not showing because it's being overpowered by the other energy. Let me see, I might not be ready for the trinkets. I'm gonna feel it out a bit more. I am sensing a power struggle. There's, one is not fighting back, clearly. But there is some form of tension and power struggle that exists. Like it's a feeling, instead of being like an outright battle, it's a tension, right? It's competition. It's almost like a competition of speech, of words, of ideas. Maybe through cards, maybe through tarot. There's someone here who's not, and it's this figure. She's choosing to stay in the dark, in the shadows, while the other is in the spotlight. There's a hammer. It looks like that Ace of Swords, right? Someone's hammering something. Maybe it's that battle I'm trying to say, a battle of words, right? I love this. I love when this happens. This is the dove that brings the olive branch, right? So I think that ideally it should be peaceful, but it's not. And maybe this energy is more of a hammer, and then this energy is much more peaceful and much more subdued and docile, and the other one is like a real pounder, you know what I mean? It's really interesting. All right, Virgo. What I'll do is, because the reading is an hour long, I'm going to cut it here and do timestamps for you guys. And I will do the other signs on a separate video so that it's not a really long one. Like, not too long to upload as well, right? All right, I'll see you soon. Please like the video, share and subscribe, but mostly don't forget to just use the timestamps if to go right to your sign or the signs that you're interested in watching. Thank you so much.